friend groups in 2 days, lovers in 3 seconds. Like exactly what I dreamed about. I said, fuck you guys. I'm doing what I want. Okay, maybe I can, it doesn't matter, nobody speaks English here anyway. I can just do whatever I want. Get over it. So, you guys, what is up? I'm back. And I'm better than ever. What is up? What is going on? What's up? Where have I been? If you follow my Instagram, then you know that I've been living my best life. But I'm kind of despaired from YouTube because I felt a little bit burned out. For the last 6 months, I was traveling around the world, and not around the world, mostly like Southeast Asia. Specifically, I've been to 6 countries, which include Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia, Cambodia, Philippines, and Bali, Indonesia. These are the countries that I visited. I was, for the first time in my life ever, in most of these countries, besides Thailand and Vietnam. And I was traveling mostly solo. But now I just want to reflect a little bit on my travel journey. And yeah, you see, like, it's full-on Russia vibes out there behind me. So let's just embrace that, you know what I mean? Because I can't really film at home because everybody's at home all the time. Yeah, I'm living with my parents right now. But it's okay. We're working on that, guys. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. What changed? How have I changed? What have I learned? Let's unpack the tea. When I went traveling, I had no clue how it's gonna look. I didn't know where I was gonna travel. I didn't know when. I didn't know how. I didn't know if anything's gonna work out. And even if I'm gonna like it, and if I'm gonna be able to handle the things that, you know, I might have to handle, like problems that I encounter, you know, as one does while you're traveling. But guess what? Every single fucking shit that I encountered, I handled. I solved that issue. And you know what? How many times I had to come up to people in the airport to beg for money because I ran out of money. Or like, with my first flight to Thailand, I forgot my fucking iPad and laptop in the airport of China because I was flying from Russia to China to Thailand. So I had to, like, it was a journey, guys. But I got it back at the end of the day. And, you know, I had so many, I can, like, make a video on fucked up situations that I've been through as I was traveling. And I got out of them all perfectly. So it was kind of crazy, but it's all, you know, adventure and part of life. And it was great. Like, I wasn't even, like, I became so resilient to stressful situations because at this point, when something stressful happens, I always know I'm going to be able to figure it out because I got out of so many, like, unbelievable situations. When you are in a foreign country alone, you have no internet, no money, and you don't know what to do. Guys, my people skills to the moon. Like, I could literally come up to any random person on the planet Earth and ask them, could you help me? Could you give me money? And guess what people do? People helped me. People guided me. People saved my life so many times that now I feel so connected to the entire humanity because it's just like, if it wasn't for these people, I don't even know where I would be, right? Of course, I had to be the one to, like, be proactive, but at the end of the day, I'm alive. And it's not even about that. Like, obviously, the experience of being in all of these countries, visiting so many amazingly stunning, beautiful places, and meeting all the people that I've met was fucking crazy. And it was, like, everything. And the main thing that I kind of, like, changed for myself and my mindset wasn't even that I became so resilient or that I became more intuitive with myself and trust myself more, because the only person that wanted to do this was me. And, like, you know, my family or people, like, my friends supported me kind of, but, like, they weren't doing that with me. I was doing that by myself, right? So at the end of the day, if I couldn't figure shit out, it was on me. My parents were also like, you know, girl, you're crazy, and, like, I mean, what do you want to do? But, like, that's on you. And, like, I was aware, and I've never been happier in my entire life than during the 6 months and, like, right now, because I understand myself so much more, so much better, and I understand that I should always do what I want, period. Because honestly, there was, like, no proof that I should be going in this travel gap year and blah blah blah, besides the fact that I wanted to do it. I was like, I want to do it. the reason behind it, I don't fucking know. I felt like I need to do it. I was called to do it, and I did it. And guess what? Was it easy? No. But was it the best thing that I've ever done? Absolutely yes. So it's just like another proof you should always listen to yourself, even if you are scared, if you don't know what's gonna work out of it, if you have no one behind you to support you, do it. Literally fucking do it right now. Stand up and do it. Anyway, I became much calmer, which is maybe counterintuitive, but here's the thing. I've been through so many like ups and downs during traveling, but at the same time, when you're traveling, you don't have the time to like dwell on your issues or like dwell on something that went wrong, because you don't have the time for that. You need to solve the issue right now, otherwise you're gonna die. And then once you solve the issue, you don't have the time to dwell on it, because it doesn't matter. You are now in a new country, in a new place, and you better be fucking making the most out of it and enjoy the time that you have in this new place with these new people and the new environment. And so every single time, if I had a fallout with a person or some, stressful situation at the airport or anything that was like, getting me out of a peaceful life, every single time I had to solve it ASAP and come back to normal being like peaceful life and not dwell on anything ever, because then I would be missing out on the things that I was having in front of my eyes. Like, girl, you're already in a new country, you're already enjoying like you have all of that to yourself right now, and you better make the best out of it, you know what I mean? At the beginning of my journey, I was very resilient, and I was really sure that like if something goes wrong, I'm gonna solve it and nothing can stop me kind of thinking. But I was also really anxious and nervous like almost all the time. Like if something went wrong, I had to like I felt a lot of like, oh my god, but I was like, okay, like, but I was really nervous and I felt like I was on edge. Edging all, like, not all the time, but kind of, in those stressful situations. But I kid you not, at the end of my journey, like at the end of the 6 months, the problems would still arise. Something that like I had to deal with, it was probably more of these things, because I was doing more things that I wouldn't allow myself to do in the past because I was scared. But now it's just like, I don't really care, I'm just gonna do what I want, because honestly I just have this one, like I have this chance right now, so I'm gonna take it, even though it may like go wrong, honestly. And if I did go wrong many times, but every single time it did, I was like, okay, let's solve it right now. And I did. And then I just enjoyed my life after that. Like, and that was crazy for me, that I could actually become that person. Not even that, like, no, honestly, that's exactly what I want. The reason I wasn't sure what was the reason of me going on this travel gap year journey, whatever, solo travel. Like, I felt really called to do that, but once I did it, once I was doing it, I wasn't really sure why. And you could watch my old video that I made like about travel gap year. It makes me feel weird, where I said I don't know why I'm doing it. But now that it's kind of like over, but it's not over, it's on pause, guys, because I'm gonna come back to traveling, or some sort of traveling very soon. But it's just, oh my gosh, I probably should stop doing that. But it's just that right now we're in a pause, and that's okay. Basically, I had this feeling that I don't know why I'm doing that, and that I might be wasting my time. But now, after it's like finished, and after all of these months, I can tell you that the changes and the result of me being on this journey were the best thing that I could have done for myself ever. I became so much more open as a person, so much more resilient, creative, like literally everything you could imagine. I feel like everything has changed, not like outside, but inside of me. I am a completely different person. First of all, I made so many friends. Like, I became so perfect at like making friends and connections, because when you're traveling and you're in the country for like 1 month, you don't have time. You don't have to find time to fuck around. You gotta like go out there and put yourself out there and make friendships. And guys, I would get like friend groups in 2 days, lovers in 3 seconds. Like, bro, I'm not waiting around. I don't have the time, And it's like this life of being in a place for a finite time, where you know that you only have a certain period of time and then you leave, inevitably, it makes you value every single interaction, every single place, everything that you're doing so much more. And that was honestly crazy. And also it made me a much like, I would never imagine myself being the kind of person that can like not fall in love, but like have a crush on someone in like on a second date or something, because it would always take me years to even like open up to a person, because I was like a crazy introvert. But after this experience, you don't know me, guys. You don't know me. The things that I've done, the things that I've experienced, honestly, but they were magical. They were great. And I don't know, just that's what I dreamed of. Like I would dream of like going abroad and meeting so many international people and maybe having some flings and making international friends and having all of this experience. And bro, I did. And that's my main point, is that like this whole thing made me see how I can make my dreams come true. Like I genuinely did, like with my bare hands. No one told me this is the right thing to do. No, actually, the people told me like, you fucking crazy. Like, what are you doing? You're 21. You've never lived alone. You've never been abroad by yourself. What are you doing? I said, fuck you guys. I'm doing what I want. I'm doing what I want. And I was scared, and I wasn't sure if it's the right thing. And I was like I was unprepared, but I just knew that I have a brain, I trust myself, so I'm gonna do that, and I'm being called to do that, so I'm gonna do that. And oh lord, I made all of my dreams come true. Like, you don't even understand. Like in my last year of university, I was scrolling on TikTok and seeing so many videos of, and like, edits of people traveling around the world and being in the Philippines and being in like Vietnam and being in Thailand and being in all of these countries and like in Bali. And I was like, oh my god, like I really want to visit all these places. Like it looks like a dream come true. And then I was like, wait a minute. Nothing is stopping me. Like I am the only person that can stop me, but no one can like physically tell me like, no, you're not doing that. Like if I don't listen to the people around me and just listen to myself and do what I want, then I'm gonna get it. Genius concept. Never thought about that before. But then I was like, wait a minute, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna actually do it. Like, and that's it. And then that I just did it. And then I physically was in the places and like saw with my bare eyes the things that I had saved on my TikTok, like in my favorite of TikTok videos for like, years. Some of them years, some of them several months. And I was just like, wait a minute. So I just thought that I want to do it, and then I just did it, and then and that's it. Bitch, what the fuck? Like, literally, I couldn't believe my eyes. There were so many moments during the 6 months that I've experienced, like specifically moments that I was like experiencing them, like I was living them, and I was like, this is exactly what I dreamed about. Like, I could name you these things. Like, when I was in Thailand, I made a friend and we went on like a little road trip in her hometown, and we were driving around in a car together, and like, the car had like a roof, like an opening roof, so you could like kind of step outside and do that. And I've never done that in my entire life. I've never done that. To be with a friend and like do that, like, and we were listening to like somehow magically she just had like almost the same music taste as me, so we were just listening to bangers, and like it just felt like a movie. It felt like a moment from a teenage movie in the film or something, and I was like, I will never forget that moment, and I never did, and I always remember that because it was just so awesome. And then like when I was in the Philippines, we as like people that I met, like we are just like mad, like bro, if I told you the stories from my travels, it would be freaking crazy. I don't know, like the things that I did and the things that kind of just happened is honestly insane to me right now when I'm like back into this normal life. It's insane. But like the point is, I met these guys, and like literally 2 days later we were on this motorcycle trip across the Siargao Island, and as I was sitting on the back of the motorcycle and I was like with my hands up, I think it's like my thing or something, and listening to music too, and just kind of like looking around, and the scenery was so unimaginably beautiful. Like it was so beautiful, I couldn't believe my eyes, and I was just like, I'm doing right now something that I dreamed about. Like, oh, to be in the Philippines on the back of the motorcycle listening to my favorite music with the sun out, my hands up, and just vibe. bro, you did it. Bro, you did it. And like these moments are forever in my memory, and I can't, like, when I swear to God, I would like almost cry when I was experiencing that, because what I felt was like my dreams come true. Right now, my dream came true. Like, I mean, I could literally name you like thousands of moments like this, but like some of them I just want to keep to myself, and I don't really want to like share everything, because it's just for me. Sure, I'm gonna write songs about that. Sure, I did write songs about so many things that are just like beautiful, and materialism, you don't know, but yeah. And that was like the craziest thing for me. And another thing is like I also changed as a person completely. Like the level of my optimism, I became an extrovert. I'll be honest, I'll be straight up honest too, because after traveling for so many months, and like I was just like forced to put myself out there and start reaching out to people and like being like, hey, I like you. Like I became that kind of person at a party, you know what I mean? And I'm so happy, because the thing is, I wasn't sure of why I'm traveling, and now I know it's because they changed me into a better person. And not even a better person, like in a different person, in the person that I wanted to become. I wanted to become more optimistic. I wanted to become more resilient. I wanted to become more open to the world. I wanted to become more extroverted, honestly. I wanted to be more outwardly oriented, and I wanted to be more myself, because I was like, I felt like it was always me, but it's just like the blockages that the world has put upon me in the world that I believed in, because I had just like a child mind. I was like, fuck that shit. I don't want to be that person anymore. And I just felt like traveling might kind of like, take me out of my shell and make me more me and allow me to be myself. And now I can tell you 100% it did. And the reason that I'm saying that is just because I feel like sometimes you might think you want to do something, but you're scared, and people tell you that it's a waste of time or it's pointless, but only you know what's actually going to make you happy. And I've always believed that, and I always believe only listen to yourself, because the only person that really matters in your reality is you. Only you know what's good for you, okay? That doesn't mean other people don't matter. They matter, and I care about people dearly, and I love every, good person in my life that has brought me happiness and connection. And I'm so grateful for every single person that I met during this journey. And it was just like, it was all worth it. The ups and downs, the people that I met and never saw again, the people that I'm still in contact with, every single person mattered. And what I mean when I say that you should listen to yourself, it's not that, nobody matters per se. It's just that in your reality, you should only listen to your own words, because everybody telling you their advice of what you should do with your life is just their projection of their reality onto you, okay? And that's what they would do if they were in your shoes, and that would make them happy, but it doesn't necessarily guarantee that's going to make you happy. So I'm not saying that right now, if you're like out of the university, like go travel and blah blah blah. I'm saying listen to yourself. That is my main point. If you're going to listen to yourself, you can make your dreams come true, and you will make your dreams come true, because only you know what's gonna make you happy. And some people, like I know for a fact, most of my friends, if they did the things that I did during the 6 months, they would not be happy. They would not be happy. As in, it would bring them too much stress or uncomfortable experiences, blah blah blah. But for me, it was the perfect experience, and the opportunities that I got, and the people that I met, and everything. As I'm saying, like for me, it was perfect. And I'm not saying, I'm also kind of like, one of the things that I've realized after meeting so many people and doing all these things is that when I was a teenager, I used to leave a lot in my ego. Well, I'm still a teenager, but like, like 15, 16. I had this thing where I would believe something is the right thing to do, and I would project that onto other people, just like everybody else would project their things onto me. As in, like, my parents would tell me what is the right thing to do, or the teachers or the peers or whatever. And I naturally, I didn't realize that everybody's just projecting their own ideas onto me. So I would project my ideas onto others. I'd be like, oh no, you're wrong. This is the right thing. Why are you not doing that? And I was so pissed off or like sad or exhausted when people weren't doing what I thought was going to be the right thing to do in their situation. But then I realized after this whole time is that me being exhausted or upset with people not doing what I believe is the right thing to do is literally the same thing when somebody tells me what to do and I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that, right? That is projection. People are just telling you what they would do if they were in your situation, but that doesn't mean that's going to make you happy. Actually, probably it won't. So when I realized that, and I've seen so many people live so many different lives, like, you don't even know, like, I've met, like, 35-year-old woman from Italy that works as a crew attendant, flight crew attendant, and she is like a solo traveler, digital nomad her whole life, and she's happy with that. That's it. And then there's like a social anthropologist from UK, and she's lived for like 5 years in Egypt and like 2 years in Afghanistan and then in Pakistan, and then she's like researched the cultures and she's working like as a nurse, but then she's here in the Siargao, Philippines just to play a board game with the people at the end of the night. I'm like, damn, bro, that's so freaking cool. I've met a lot of different people, let me tell you. People that I've been fascinated by, people that made me think like, wow, you're fucking crazy, bro, like, well, you wasted your life. But again, that's just my opinion. Maybe for them that's the best life they could have had, right? Maybe not, but that's not the point. The point is you can have so many different ways of living your life and they're all going to be valid. They're all going to be valid. So if you feel like you don't know what you want to do with your life, most likely this is because you're listening to someone else or looking at someone else instead of looking within and asking yourself what you truly want, because no one's going to tell you what to do besides you. I mean, everybody's going to tell you what to do besides you, but none of them are going to be right. None of them are going to be correct, actually. So that's my point. And now I became so much more accepting of like people choosing different lives for themselves, because I've seen so many different options. Like, so there's so many possibilities of how you can live your life. Like, there's this thing that you see where you grow up. Most likely it's just, go to school, go to university, and go to 9 to 5 and make, I don't know, like $1,000 a month or whatever. Listen, in Russia, that's like a good amount, and that's it. And then you like buy an apartment after saving up for 1,000 years, and then you have a lease on a car, and that's it. And then you maybe go travel for 2 weeks. Now this is the life that a lot of people live in. I used to be so, with my like juvenile maximalism, I had a riot inside of me. I was like, ain't no way you're wasting your life away like this. But then I realized maybe that's what they want. Maybe that's what they want. Just maybe that is the kind of life that they want to live. Because the thing is, everybody has the life they deserve, and every single person's reality is just a reflection of their inner world and who they are. And if the person's life is, whatever it is, if it looks miserable to you, maybe it's not miserable to them. Maybe for them that's like heaven. Because not everybody wants to go solo traveling for 6 months. And some people don't want anything, and and that's okay. And that's okay. No judgment, because that's their reality. And I became so much more accepting of like people in general, because I think, I had a lot of, when I was living in Mango, I had a lot of judgment, a lot of comparison, a lot of like thinking like, oh, why is this person this, why this person that? I actually don't care. Every single time I meet a person, I'm just curious. Like, what's your story? What's your world? And I will be honest, some people are more interesting to me than others, especially the people that I've met while I was traveling. Like, it was insane, because the people that are traveling are like one of the best people I've ever met. No shade, but like, I've met people that I would have never, ever, ever in a million years met if I was living, in my hometown, or probably even like in Russia, just in a big city, whatever. Like, people like that, they don't just like pop into your life out of nowhere. I mean, they can, but it's so rare. But when I was traveling, I would meet people every single day. At some point, like when I learned to like put myself out there. And yeah, I don't know. I just think that I really did not expect that, but traveling made me humble. Besides like being excited about life and people and the universe and believing in my dreams so much. Because, like, guys, the amount of support and, like, people hyping me up, and just strangers that I just met being like, wow, you're like so cool, like I like your art, I like what you're doing, keep going. And just like just these simple words, just these simple words, I've heard them more than ever in my entire life. Because maybe it's like, culture in my country is not really like outwardly praisal. Like, people, it's really rare to hear someone just coming up to you and be like, hey, like, I love what you're doing, I love your craft, I don't know, like, keep going. But the amount of times when I've heard, like, in the Philippines or like in Bali or like anywhere where I would like meet other people, and people would just like be like, yeah, like, I love what you're doing really great things, like, I think you're one day, like, you can be huge, like, keep going, And I was like, like, I've never heard that from anyone besides like my close friends, right? I love them, but like, for a stranger to come up to me and tell me that thing is just, how validating that is, because it's not just like the person that is really close to you, your friends, and they're gonna tell you a good thing, but like, it's a stranger. And I've received so much love from people that are like from the other part of the world. Like, you guys, everybody should go to Siargao, because like, I swear to God, that island just has my heart. And Thailand also, the people there are so freaking nice and polite, and I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. At the end of the day, I'm just gonna tell you guys all the time, no matter what happens, no matter where you are, physically, financially, mentally, geographically, in any situation, promise me right now, promise me right the fuck now, that you're gonna listen to yourself, follow your dreams, and never give up. Bow. Anyway, if you might ask me, what's the plan, girl? What's next on this channel for you? Page, guys. First of all, follow my Instagram, please, because I'm active there more than ever. Not actually, well, please follow. And what else? I'm gonna release a new song. Maybe something else. And also, I mean, I have some plans, but there's so many opportunities, you know what I mean? Like, I'm kind of like honestly not torn apart, but like, I'm kind of deciding right now what I want my next step to be, because there are so many things I can do, so many ways I could go, and especially after like traveling and seeing all of these opportunities in real people, I feel like a little bit overwhelmed. But that's okay, because when you have opportunities, that means you're doing something right, because that means your mind is open, and you're not closed off, you're open to the world, and you're being authentic self. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video, and follow my channel, follow my Instagram. I love you so much, and see ya.